Hey guys, so we just wanted to send you a quick video, okay? And the purpose of this video is just to cast some vision on the accountability and mentoring program that we've started with the worship department. So we just want to give you some more insight on basically the what, the how, and the why, if you will. And if you're getting this, it's because you are already an accountability leader, and or we're going to have you become one in the near future.
So what does an accountability leader do? Basically, each accountability leader has certain individuals that you're responsible for meeting with at least twice a month. So kind of the expectation is that you'll meet with them either in person one-on-one or over the phone if you can't meet in person twice a month. And then what you'll do is you'll go into a shared spreadsheet that we have on Google Drive. It's really easy to use if you've never used it before, but basically you'll make a little notation just about each meeting, and you just want to update that spreadsheet before the 1st and the 15th of every month so that it's easy to remember. You don't have to go into detail, but just make a quick note about what you talked about. That way you can remember what to pray for them for, and you can remember what to kind of follow up with them about. And it also just helps us to see that everyone's keeping up with their meetings and that no one is falling through the cracks.
Yeah, so true. And so that's basically the what of accountability, but another thing we really want to focus on is the why. And really the heart and the vision behind accountability is that we want to pastor our people. And so with that, I just want to stress that accountability is important, but it is a byproduct of a relationship. So if you're meeting with someone that you don't know very well, just make sure that you're building that relationship with them first and foremost. And by doing so, you will really allow them to feel more comfortable with you, and so they can be vulnerable and they can open up and share things with you. Another thing, the reason that we decided to systematize everything rather than just let it happen naturally is that we just wanted to really be intentional about all of this. Our department is continuing to grow and grow and grow, and it's awesome. But the thing with that is that if we just let it happen naturally, people could very easily fall through the cracks or kind of get left behind. So this is just making sure that that doesn't happen.
Definitely. Maybe you're wondering why you were chosen as an accountability leader. A couple of reasons. Number one, we believe you have a natural leadership ability and you have influence with our department. Second, we believe that you are spiritually mature and wise. You're someone that we trust to invest in our department members. And lastly, most importantly, we believe you have a heart for other people, that you love other people, you're compassionate, and you want to see other people succeed, which is really the heartbeat of NLC worship.
Yeah. And so what is that first meeting going to look like? Whether you're meeting with them in person or over the phone. And by the way, just as a side note, if you are meeting with that person for the first time, we would really like to stress that you meet with them in person, especially if you don't know them very well. This is just going to really allow them to open up and feel more comfortable with you. I think over the phone can be a little bit awkward at times, especially if you don't know someone that well and you start sharing personal things and being vulnerable with somebody over the phone. It's just, I don't know, it just makes it kind of a weird thing. So definitely if you can, please make time to meet with these people in person for the first time. Other than that, for that first meeting, so what are some things that you should expect and how should you approach this? Two things we wanted to say is really just ask that person about their story. Ask them about their life and what they've been through and where they're going, and just kind of just listen and pay attention to what's going on with them. That is just a vital thing. And so some people are naturally going to be brief with their answers, especially if they don't know you that well. So just take the initiative to ask them more questions and to get them talking as much as possible about these things. And secondly, for that first meeting, just be sure to set the expectations early on and let them know that you'll be meeting twice within a month. But also with that, let them know that they can reach out to you anytime that they're going through something and they're struggling with something, that it's not just when you're meeting that twice a month that they could, if they have a problem, that they can say something to you then. So that's that with that.
Absolutely. So that's what the first meeting looks like. So what about just kind of a normal meeting after that? I've kind of broken into 5 parts. First, I just start off with some small talk. Be kind of awkward to just dive right in. So do that small talk. A great tool for this, and what I do is I will go on the person's Facebook or Twitter or whatever social media, kind of look back and do my homework over the last week, what's been going on in their lives. That way you have a conversation starter and you can let them know you've been paying attention to them. You can be like, so how's that infected wart on your dog's paw doing? Is it getting better? Okay. maybe not that, but you know what I mean. Just gives an opportunity for some small talk there. So secondly, just ask them how they're doing. So how are you doing? You know, what are you struggling with? How are you doing physically, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, all those things. That's the second phase. And then the third phase is really, it's similar. It's just asking more specific questions based on kind of the feedback that they initially give you. And in those moments, kind of just use your intuition and listen to the nudging of the Holy Spirit on what maybe you need to ask deeper questions about, because it's going to be different person to person. One person, you might need to ask them more about, their emotional state. Maybe they're going through something with their family. Another person, maybe they're dating and they say, sometimes it's hard or whatever. And so you can say, okay, tell me about that. What are your boundaries? What does that look like? And if you're ever not sure what to do in a situation, or, how detailed you should ask things, never do something you're not comfortable with, and always feel free to ask Chad or myself or Pastor Lewis how you should handle a certain situation. We don't want you to just be kind of out there blindly or feeling like you're alone. It's definitely okay to kind of leave something and then come back and address it later if you're not sure how to address it in the moment. So after you small talk, ask questions, ask more specific questions, then it comes to the adding value, which basically that encompasses everything from sharing wisdom, sharing things you've learned, encouraging them, and then also helping them map out some practical action steps for where they're at and where they want to be. I think a lot of our members, that we might be the only person that cares enough about them to actually do this and walk through with them things that they're going through. Yeah. And don't underestimate that. Even if to you it might seem something that's common sense, it could revolutionize their lives. And so I would say, lastly, to close it up, I think a cool thing is praying for them. And Absolutely. It doesn't have to be awkward. It doesn't have to be long. But just to say a quick prayer kind of helps build their faith, knowing that you care about them. And there's something powerful about not just praying for them in private, but doing it in person as well.
Yeah, so true. And so really, just to wrap all this up, we just believe this is going to be a great way for God to move in our department, and for just help to grow and develop the people that are part of it. And, as Pastor Lewis always says, we just care so much more about the individual than what they can offer us and what talent they can bring to us. And so, at the end of the day, we're doing this because we want to help people grow and become stronger and just fall more in love with Jesus. Mm-hmm. And so that's really what NLC worship is all about.
Definitely. So we'll be sending you more details about who you're supposed to contact and when to contact them. But thanks for watching.
Thanks, guys. We love you.